Yes, you are.
Good morning all. We are from class 9 from JMB Srikakulam. Here we are there to explain you about the crop production and management from the chapter Improvement in Natural Resource.
My name is Vishamra. My name is Bashram.
Joshna.
My name is Momi. Deepika.
Okay. Can anyone say who is the backbone of our country? Farmer. Yes, farmer. What does he do? Yes. In India, 70% of people directly or indirectly involved in agriculture. Agriculture means not only growing plants, but also animal husbandry. Farmers follow some steps to grow crops. Can anyone say what are these steps? You already learned them in class 8. Can anyone? Okay. Preparation of soil. Sowing. Adding manure and fertilizers. Irrigation. Protection from weeds. Harvesting. And storage. Preparation of soil is nothing but the turning or loosening of soil, which is called as plowing. It helps the roots to go deep into the soil and take oxygen, water and minerals from the soil very well. After preparation of soil, farmers select some seeds which are with good quality and sow them. The farmers use this technique to select the quality of seeds. Like, first they take some water in a drum, they put the seeds in it and pour some water. The seeds which are eaten by insects float up, and the seeds which are good quality will be sink down. By that way, farmers select the seeds and sow in the field. The next one is adding manure and fertilizers. Because of the last year's crop, the land may lose some fertility. By adding manure and fertilizers, we can improve the fertility of the soil. Next, irrigation. Rice, paddy, wheat, these all may need more water. So, the pumping of more water in regular intervals is called as irrigation. The source of irrigation are water from the rivers, seas, ponds, reservoirs, dams, etc. Protection from weeds. Weeds are nothing but the unwanted plants grown in the same land with the crop. To protect from the damage of destruction from the weeds, farmers use weedicides like pesticides, herbicides and 2D4 to kill the weeds. Because of weedicides, there is no problem for crop harvesting. After the ripen of the crop, Farmers cut the crop and store it in jute bags or metallic bins. Government of India introduced RBC bins for the storage of rice in protection from rats and insects. Some farmers may have more land, some farmers may have less land, and some may have more money and some may have less money. The farmers who have more money with more land, they use more technology with more information. The farmers who have less land with less money, they use less technology with less information. The crop production have many types in many levels. There are no crop production, less crop production, and high crop production. The deep introduction about this crop production will be continued by my teammates.
As we all know, we grow by eating food. In that food we have nutrients. By that we can do any work. How do these plants get nutrients? Plants also require nutrients for their growth and development. They absorb nutrients from environment. 17 of these nutrients are essential nutrients. If these nutrients are not present in the soil, they can't do their life cycles. These nutrients are classified into two types. First one is macronutrients. Second one is micronutrients. Macronutrients are those essential nutrients which present in easily detectable quantities and require more amount to the plants. Macronutrients are 9 in number. Example: nitrogen, magnesium, phosphorus, calcium, etc. Micronutrients are the nutrients which required in less number. They are 8 in number. Example: carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, etc. Next one is, how do these nutrients occur? What are the sources of these nutrients? There are 3 sources of nutrients. First one is soil, second is air, third is water. The nutrients which occur by soil are called as mineral nutrients. The nutrients which occur by water and air are called as non-mineral nutrients. Mineral nutrients examples are potassium, phosphorus, calcium, etc. Non-minerals are only in 3. They are carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Now, how do these nutrients are taken by the plants? Nutrients are taken by the plants by roots. Nutrients are present in the soil. If the nutrients are not absent in the soil, they can't grow. That is called as nutrient deficiency. Because of nutrient deficiency, crops may become yellow, or that is caused to death also. For this, we have to add manure and fertilizers. To make it fertile, we have to add manure and fertilizers. That is going to continue.
Using manures and fertilizers is only to improve the crop's yield. learn about manure. Manures can also be called as a natural fertilizers because they can be prepared in our homes or in farmlands. This manure can be divided into two types. Compost can be prepared by a process called composting. The farm wastes like vegetable waste, animal excreta are dumped into pits and decomposed in order to make compost. Sometimes, while making compost, farmers use earthworms in order to hasten the compost decomposition, and that is called vermicompost. In other words, vermicompost is a compost which is done by decomposing the farm waste by using earthworms. Green manure. Green manure is a type of manure which is prepared by decomposition of some type of plants in the farmland. For example, sun, hemp and gourd. These two plants are first planted in the farm, and after they will be plowed and mixed with the soil and will be decomposed in order to make manure, and that is called green manure. This is all regarding the manure. Let us move to fertilizers. Fertilizers are the inorganic substances which can only be prepared in factories. They cannot be made in our houses or farmlands. These fertilizers mostly contain nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. These fertilizers are useful for high cost farming. However, these fertilizers are more efficient than the manures, but still there are so many disadvantages of using fertilizers. The first one is, while using fertilizers, we need to ensure the timings and the amount of fertilizers used in the field, because excessive fertilizer will reduce the soil's quality and may also damage the fields. And the second one is, these fertilizers will be damaged if irrigation is done in higher amounts. This is about manures and fertilizers. Let's take a comparison of manures and fertilizers. First of all, manures are the organic substances because they are prepared from the bio waste, so they are organic substances. But these fertilizers are being organic, manures will improve the soil structure. Improving the soil structure means they will provide more qualities to the soil. For example, take sandy soils in which the water holding capacity is very less. Adding manures will improve the water holding capacity in sandy soils. Another example is clay soils in which is waterlogging is a problem. Adding manure will prevent the waterlogging. These facilities will not be seen in fertilizers because they are fully inorganic. Manures can be used in any quantities to the field. There is no harm done to the field, and manures are used in any timings or in large quantities also. But using fertilizers in large amounts or in wrong timings will lead to the damage to the soil's health. Let me conclude this topic. Using fertilizers in short times and using manures in long periods is best for the field. Let's learn about irrigation. This will be continued by my friend.
That we learn about irrigation. The definition of irrigation is the process of supplying water to crops in fields by means of canals, ponds, rivers, etc. is known as irrigation. The most agriculture practice in India most depend on insufficiency of rainfall and the timely monsoon. First, to ensure that the farmers are supply water to crop field in right amount, and the farmers are depend upon other natural resources. And second is irrigation system. In irrigation system, our India is very vast country and have very various water resources and climatic conditions. Our India irrigation is adapted to depending various natural resources. In this irrigation system, traditional method and modern methods are there. In traditional methods, there are so many are there. Wells. In wells are two types. Wells are two types. First, dug wells. These wells are collected water from groundwater and it lifted by mechanical bullock operating device, and second one is tube wells. In tube wells, the water is lifted by deeper strata and pumps. Second one is canals. In canals, the canals are very useful method in irrigation. First, canals receive water from dams, rivers, etc. And the canal is distributes in very small canals, and that small canals distributes water to irrigative fields. Third one is river lift system. This system is used in areas where insufficiency of rainfalls and insufficiency of reservoirs releases. First, the irrigation crop field is very close to these rivers and the water is directly drawn from the rivers. And fourth one is water tanks. The water tanks are small dams or reservoirs, and it stores running water in a catchment areas. And so many traditional methods also there, like Dilki, chain pumps, rahat, mat, and modern methods. In modern methods, so many types. First, I tell rainwater harvesting. In rainwater harvesting, this water is collected by ground and by the using of tunnels or etc. This water are percolated into the soil and maintenance water table. Second one is drip system. In drip system, the water are drip drop by drop on the root of the plant. So this system is called drip system. It is very useful to this is very useful to water fruit plants, and this method is used in areas where water supply is very poor. And the next topic will continued by my friend.
Not only adding manures and fertilizers of a crop or irrigation methods, it is very important to do a replant and plan cropping patterns.
You have only 5 minutes.
Now, in the way cropping patterns, the method is called intercropping. It is meant by the method it is used for the crops which are grown in the same field of an alternative rows in the same field, which is called intercropping. The secondly, mixed cropping. It is meant by the method of production of field in a higher yield of the succession method. It is called mixed cropping. For example, mixed cropping is called the grains. The grains are crops which are grown in the field. It is mixed before sowing, and it is very impossible method to harvest or dress by separately. Crop rotation is known as in an year the higher amount of crops are grown in crop rotation method. For example, leguminous plants gives nutrients to land of feeding. In this, we can see the models of intercropping method. Let us see the model of intercropping. It is sown in alternative rows, like firstly sunflower and in behind this groundnuts. It will reduce the land. Its main target to finish the land in small period. It harvests higher yield. And secondly, we can see the model of mixed cropping. We are able to see that the seeds are grown in the field. It is majorly it is sown because it is mixed before sowing, and it is very hard to harvest and thresh by the machine. Because it is mixed before sowing, and the crop rotation methods, farmers will sow the crops before for replenishing the soil in nutrients, and the crop rotation will be done by leguminous plants for giving rhizobium nutrient. The advantages of intercropping are its main target to complete its main target to produce the nutrients in the field. The mixed cropping is its main aim to complete the process which are done by the seeds. And the crop rotation is it will replenish the soil fertility, and it was done by in an year, and it will take the higher yield in the field. Can I conclude here that farmers follow these many steps to grow grains. So we have to, we should not waste the food. We have to take the food which we must need and complete them. If you have any doubts, you can ask.
Can you tell me the full form of 2,4-D?
2,4-D is nothing but 2,4-dichlorphenoxyacetic acid.
What are the reasons for construction of small check dams?
The construction of small check dams are useful for improve our groundwater levels and decrease soil erosion. This method is called watershed development.
I have a question. Like, what we should use that the crop yielding should also be high, but it should not cause any damage or any loss to the soil. Which means what can we use, like manure or fertilizers?
You can combine them. It helps not taking more fertilizers, not taking more manure. Maybe manure will give less grains and fertilizers will give more. If we take both manure and fertilizers, then it will equalize. Any more questions?